3 Yonkos, the Gorosei, 2 admirals, and the marine hero, all in one chapter. This is insane. What the hell is going on? Seriously. In the Whole Cake Island, Oda did try to give us all diabetes. Now he's trying to explode our brains with epicness. So, no more sugar. Not you. Every chapter over every arc has been great, and especially at this one. So many things did happen in this chapter that it's hard to believe that this is just one chapter. It felt like 10,000 chapters. And that ending though, but let's start from the beginning. So, Big Mom and Kaido know each other, that was a surprise. Now it's starting to make sense why Whole Cake Island arc was the way it was. Maybe Whole Cake Island arc will be just like it was Punk Hazard arc to Dressrosa arc, just a pre-arc. A while ago I did post this on my Facebook and Twitter. It would be quite interesting if Big Mom would go to Wano, a 3-way battle. And based on this chapter, this seems to be the case. It was very funny when Kaido said, "I will kill you if you dare to come here, Lin Lin," and Big Mom says, "Feel free to try." This is what happens when 2 monsters talk to each other. I'm sure both of them, they don't know their limits or what can kill them. Anyway, Big Mom made Luffy her priority because of what did happen and the way it was reported in the newspaper. And it does make sense because otherwise people will stop fearing her. Besides that, she needs to take Zeus back, and that's why she said I need to get something of mine from him too. So the Wano arc is just getting better and better, and the funny thing is that it has not started yet. The interesting part of this conversation is that Kaido and Big Mom were in the same crew, and it seems like when the crew met its end, things went very wrong and Big Mom did save Kaido's life. And that's why she said, "You owe me a huge debt." Kaido said all that is in the past, and Big Mom said it doesn't matter, it's a lifelong debt. So that's why I think Big Mom did save Kaido's life, otherwise I don't see what other thing she could have done for him to owe her this much. And this conversation was wiretapped by the Marines. It's funny to see their reactions. They are acting like scared little children. This shows you the power of the Yonkos. We saw what only one of them could do in Marineford, so it's not a surprise that they are scared every time they think 2 Yonkos are getting together. But the surprising thing was what Kizaru said. "Shall I go?" In order to do anything against a Yonko, you need to wage full-scale war with a huge army, and Kizaru said it like it was nothing. But let's just say they will have enough men. But what then? Does Kizaru think he can take on both Big Mom and Kaido by himself? I don't know what Kizaru is smoking. And besides, fighting a Yonko in your base is one thing, but going to their territories where you don't have the advantage and you cannot use your tricks is another thing completely. If the Marines have this much power to deal with 2 Yonkos at once, then why not gather all the admirals and form a huge army and go crush the Yonkos one by one, and get rid of this problem so the Marines will not be afraid anymore every time one of them does something. When they sent that fleet to stop Shanks from eating Whitebeard, they were all destroyed. It seems that someone did not learn the lesson. I'm going to use the same words that Big Mom said to Kaido. Feel free to try. In this chapter we got some huge revelations, and one of them was how Garp did get the title the Marine Hero. To our surprise, it was not because of his fights with Roger, but with the captain of that crew that Big Mom and Kaido were part of. That crew was known as the Rocks. I saw another translation that says they were called Lux, but I think Rocks does make a lot more sense for a pirate crew to be called. This revelation was brilliant. The story is just getting bigger and bigger even in the final stages. So this is great. Oda is doing an amazing job. So another legend is added to the story. And speaking of legends, let's talk about a living legend, Monkey D. Garp. Now I know what Big Mom was thinking when Luffy on Fishman Island said to her that I am Monkey D. Luffy, and she said, "Monkey D?" At that moment she was probably thinking about how their captain got defeated by Garp. It was funny to see Garp's reaction when that Marine says to him, "Are you worried that 2 Yonkos are after your grandson?" And his response is, "That's hilarious." I really want to know what he is thinking. Does he think that Luffy is strong enough? Or he thinks that he is lucky? Or Garp finds this funny because he did warn Luffy not to be a pirate because this is what you will get. Anyway, Hina says, even though they lost their captain, their power is still growing. Hina is worried. And Garp says there is no use worrying about it. But it would be a real threat if they were to make a comeback. It would be an incident too far beyond our imaginations for us to do anything. Now, what Garp said is quite epic. Hina said that they lost their captain, but I don't think he is dead. So it would be great if we will see him in Wano. It would make the arc even more epic. And based on what Garp said, it seems that this crew was beyond powerful. The fact that the 2 members of that crew are yonkos now, this says it all. The best part of this conversation is when Garp is smirking. That was epic. Even though Garp said that if they were to make a comeback that would be really bad, I think part of Garp wants this to happen. He is eager to fight other legends like he did in the past. This shows how legendary Garp is. Everyone there is worried and afraid, but he is looking forward to this. Anyway, my previous video was about Garp and why he became a marine. If you did not watch that video, the link will be in the description or in the comments. Oda did reveal another important thing in this chapter, the empty throne. This is a great piece of storytelling. It really does explain a lot of things and gives a new structure to the main story. I always wonder that how come the 20 kings decided to abandon their absolute power in their countries and start sharing with the others. One way to convince them was to create a throne that no one sits. And this kept the balance. And it's great to see that they did accept other kingdoms that did not participate in the war but wanted to become part of the organization. But they are in a lower position. This makes a lot of sense. Oda really did think a lot about this. Then we go to the socializing plaza, where that idiot is trying to take Shirahoshi. I said that this will happen in the previous video and that no one there has the authority to stop it. But to our surprise, another Tenryubito did intervene. But what was more surprising is the way he did intervene. This guy is becoming a punching bag for everyone. It was nice to see finally a Tenryubito acting like a human being. But the interesting part is when he says, "Otohime did open up my eyes, she made me human." He could have said that I did realize that I was wrong or my actions were wrong, but no, he said she made me human. I think this is due to the way they were raised. If your whole life you heard that you are a god from everyone around you, then how can you know better? Basically to them, other humans are just like we consider animals or nature, and that's why they don't think they are doing something wrong. And finally, let's talk about Shanks. This was quite shocking. Not just that he is talking to the Gorosei, but the respect that they are showing. They said, "We only made time to talk because it was you." I really want to know what Shanks has done so far that he did earn the respect even from his enemies. It was clear to see that Oda takes special care for this character, but I did not think it would be this much. Without a doubt, Shanks is one of the most important characters in One Piece. Now, about who Shanks meant when he said, "I want to talk about a certain pirate," I think he means Luffy. He is there because of his new bounty, but what exactly can he ask from them? To lower his bounty or not to go after him? This does not make a lot of sense, because why would they agree? And also story-wise, it would not be good. So it has to be something more specific, and I really hope we will get to learn about this in the next chapter. I really would be disappointed if Oda would not show us this conversation. There is another pirate that did cross my mind when Shanks said that. I am talking about Blackbeard. But I don't think this is the case, because why would he ask the Gorosei for help? We saw in Marineford where Shanks did challenge Blackbeard, so why would he go and talk to Gorosei about him? Anyway, what do you guys think about what I said in this video? Do you agree or disagree, or you have something else to add? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, like and share if you like this video, and subscribe for more One Piece videos.